a question that's going to make some of you a little uncomfortable. How many courses have you bought that are still sitting in your inbox unopened? How many YouTube videos have you watched about how to start a side business and you still don't have an offer? How many times have you thought to yourself, I know I have value, but I just don't know how to turn it into money? How many times? See, the problem isn't that you are lazy. It's not that you are not smart enough. Trust me, you are sitting in a corporate job right now that would take most people years to qualify for. You are not the problem. The problem is the framework you have been given. That's the problem. And so in this video, I am going to show you exactly why the two-phase of a builder works when everything else fails. Not because it's magic, but because it's the only system built specifically for people like you. Professionals who are brilliant inside the office and completely lost the moment someone says, now turn that into business. So stay with me on this one, because by the time we finish, you're going to see your own career differently. Now let me tell you about this woman I work with. I'll not mention her name because she's still having her job and doesn't want herself put out there, but she's a CPA, 18 plus years in finance, director of finance at a global health organization. I'm talking about MBA. She's been managing donor-funded portfolios worth millions of dollars. Brilliant, respected. The kind of person whose name makes a boardroom go quiet in a good way. You know what I'm talking about. That kind of woman. And so, when she came to me, you know what she was thinking about doing? A $97 mini course. Now, I don't want to laugh at $97 because every dollar has dignity. But I said, hey, you are going to take 18 years of world-class financial expertise and price it like a lunch? Is that what you're going to do? And so here's what is wild. She's not alone. I talk to professionals every single week who have done the same thing. Or even worse, they've done nothing at all because they are waiting until they have a bigger audience or more testimonials, or more time, or more clarity, or more this, or more that. I'm talking about they're waiting for something. And I guess you hear what I'm saying. The problem isn't that these professionals lack value. The problem is that they have been handed tools for the wrong person. Every how to start an online business video you've ever watched was made for someone who has time to post content every day, building a following from scratch, running ads, A and B test their way to freedom. That's not you. That's not you. You have a full-time job. You have deliverables. You have meetings. You have kids. You have aging parents. You have a community. You are busy in the best, most real way. So when someone hands you a content strategy or a build your personal brand playbook, it's like giving someone a machete to repair a wash. Wrong tool for the job. So the two-phase of a builder was built for the wash. Yes. Let me show you how. Now, the reason most offer building methods fail for corporate professionals comes down to one thing. I need you to write this down if you. They skip the extraction phase. Here's what I mean. Most programs tell you to start by choosing a niche, then pick a target audience, then craft your messaging, then build your funnel. And that sounds logical. It sounds like a system, right? But for a corporate professional, it's completely backwards. Because before you can package anything, you have to know what you're packaging. And most professionals have never been asked to look at their own career the way a buyer would. So the two-phase of a builder starts with what I call the extraction phase. So phase one is the extraction phase. So this is where we go into your career and pull out the gold that you've been sitting on without knowing. See, inside your job right now, you solve problems every day. Complex problems that other people would pay thousands of dollars to have it solved for them. But because you've been solving those problems for a salary, you have never thought of them as a sellable. Very important. So the extraction phase does Three simple things. First, it identifies the specific problems you solve repeatedly in your corporate role. Not your job title, not your department, the actual problems you fixed. Second, it validates that there is a market of people outside your organization who have the same problem and would pay to have it solved. Third, it names the transformation. And this is critical. We don't sell processes, we sell outcomes. We sell, I will take you from this painful situation to this better situation. That is what we sell. This is why the CPI talked about didn't end up selling a $97 course on accounting software. She ended up creating something I call the Financial Reporting Clarity Insight Program, a deep dive service helping non-profit leaders get board ready and donor ready financial reports. This is not a course, that's a transformation, and that is worth at least $2,000. You see, same career, same expertise, completely different packaging. So that is the extraction phase. Then phase 2 is the packaging. Now, here's where most people again get nervous. They say, okay, I know what I'm offering, but how do I structure it? What do I actually give people? So the packaging phase answers that, and it's simpler than you think. Here's what the packaging phase does. It takes the transformation you identified in phase 1 and turns it into a deliverable offer with a clear structure, a clear timeline, a clear price, and crucially, a clear reason why you are the right person to deliver. So for a busy professional, you are not building a 12-module course. We are building what I call a micro transformation package, focused, specific, 30-day or 60-day outcome. You price it between $2K to $5K to start. And you know what? The beauty of this, you can deliver this on weekends, on evenings, without quitting your job, without building a massive audience, without burning yourself out. See, so the CPI talked about, she built her offer in one coaching session and landed her first client within the first month. Catherine Mahoma, I talked about, co-founder and president of the African Insurance Women Association, a woman with a fellowship in chartered insurance and masters in organizational risk management. I mean, created the Insurance Leadership Accelerator. Ruth Wanguye's CPHR and HR manager launched her offer helping burned out corporate professionals find alignment with their authentic purpose. These are not outliers. These are what happen when you use the right framework. Let me be straight with you for a second, because I want to explain why other methods fail. I'm not saying this to bash anyone. I'm saying it because I wasted time on these paths too. And I know some of you may be in that path right now. So, method number 1 that fails is start with content. You've heard that right. Build your personal brand. Post every day. Create videos. Build an audience first and then monetize later. But here's the problem. If you're a busy professional, content creation without an offer is just volunteering. It's you just being generous, but it doesn't pay your bills. You need the offer before the content so that the content has somewhere to point people to. Otherwise, without the offer, what are you pointing people to? Method number 2 is start with the course. This one I find the most painful because people pour months into building a course that nobody buys. Why? Because they built a product before they validated the problem. So the two-phase offer builder flips this completely. You validate first. You extract the real problem. Then you build. And by then, people are already asking for it. Number 3, wait until you are ready. Wait until you are ready. I've seen this one take years from people's life. There's a myth that says you need more certifications, more experience, more testimonials, a perfect webinar, a bigger LinkedIn following. But But here's what I've learned. This isn't just my opinion. This is the experience of every single client I have worked with. Readiness does not create confidence. Action does. Think about what I'm saying. Readiness does not create confidence. Action does. The tailor doesn't wait until she has a showroom to take a client. She takes the client, she delivers the suit earns the showroom. You have to move fast. There are people in your industry right now, today, who need exactly what you know, not in 6 months, today. And so while you're waiting to be ready, someone slightly less qualified, but slightly more willing, is out there getting paid. I'm not saying this to provoke you. I'm saying it because I believe in your potential. And I've seen what happens when professionals finally say yes to themselves. I have seen it, I have experienced it firsthand. So can I get a little personal for a second? I started my journey in statistics, in a statistics class here in Uganda back in 2013. Not in a fancy office, not with a polished brand, with a belief that what I knew could help people. And I started with kids, and a decision to put it out there. I have been in rooms with Dr. Miles Monroe. I have pivoted through COVID when everything physical had to go digital. I built communities of coaches, 1,500 coaches, and over 30,000 personal finance members across Africa. I co-founded a telemedicine company, and so through all of that, the one thing that never changed is this. Your expertise is not your destination, it is your starting point. Think about what I'm saying. Your expertise is not your destination, it is your starting point. Every professional that I've ever worked with, whether it is Rose, whether it is Catherine, whether it is Ruth, whether it is Susan, but dozens of others came in thinking their career was behind them. That the best of what they could offer was already happening in their job. And every single one of them left knowing something different. Their career was actually a laboratory. And now it is time to take the findings to the market. Isn't it not beautiful? So the true face of a builder works because it respects where you are. It doesn't ask you to become someone else. It asks you to finally become yourself outside the limits of an organization chart. So this is why it works when everything else failed, because everything else was built for a different person. So here is where I want to leave you. If you've been sitting on expertise that you know the world needs, if you've been giving it away for free in meetings, mentoring sessions, and conference presentations, you are ready to start getting paid for it beyond your salary. Then the next step is simple. Go to the link in the description. I have organized a live workshop every Tuesday evening where I take you step by step. We go deeper into the true face of a builder, guide you through the process until you have your offer and it's in the market. I mean, Rose did it, Catherine did it, Ruth did it, Catherine Ochako did it, Dr. Dorcas did it. I mean, who literally went from being, we talk about Catherine Ochako, she went from being fired to creating a program helping women rebuild after betrayal and dismissal. They did it. And if they can do it, believe me, you too can do it. So if you haven't subscribed, if this hit home, leave a comment and tell me what's the one thing from your career that you think people would pay you for. I want to read your comment and I will answer you myself. I will see you in the next one. I want you to go beyond